Hey everyone, it's George from Blockchain DXB, and today is the 7th of June 2023. Now the massive news that is circulating, guys, is that SEC has once again gone after another cryptocurrency exchange, but this time it is Coinbase. Now this news, guys, to be honest, should not be a surprise, because a few months ago, Brian Armstrong did actually mention that SEC did give them a Wells notice, but because of this news, the stock price of Coinbase has gone down by well over 20%. And is still going down. So we'll definitely go ahead and talk about what the lawsuit is against Coinbase. And guys, regarding UK, we have some update regarding artificial intelligence, and looks like artificial intelligence could threat humanity. And guys, this news was echoed by Elon Musk in an interview with Tucker Carlson as well. Personally, I do use artificial intelligence, and I do feel that what they're saying does make a lot of sense. So in today's episode, we'll very briefly touch base on this. And what I really want to do is, guys, one arm of this podcast, I do want to dedicate it only for artificial general intelligence. But so far as blockchain is concerned, we do have some news from the Far East, and looks like Japanese bank is launching a stable coin on a public blockchain. So we'll definitely go ahead and talk more information about this. And guys, if you're a Twitch user, because one of the co-founders is actually launching a platform which will help you to build NFT games. So quite a lot to cover actually in today's episode. And guys, like we do in every Crypto and Coffee Day podcast, I'm going to be discussing two news from Dubai, UAE and the Middle East. Now the first news, guys, is brilliant, particularly for startups who are currently trying to build something in the crypto and Web 3.0 space. So the news is that DMCC, or Dubai Multi-Commodity Center, and Bybit have joined forces to propel crypto and Web 3 adoption. And looks like there is 500,000 dirhams that can actually help startups in the crypto and Web 3 adoption. Now the second news, guys, is relatively a month old, and this is to do with the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, and the news surrounds artificial intelligence. So the news is that Deloitte opens Artificial Intelligence Institute in Saudi Arabia. So quite a lot to cover, guys, in today's episode. So let's kickstart with it right away. Welcome to the Crypto and Coffee at 8, the daily podcast that keeps you up to date on all latest developments in the world of cryptocurrencies, blockchain, and NFTs. Join us Monday to Friday as you kick off your day with a cup of coffee and a deep dive into the exciting and rapidly evolving world of digital assets. We'll cover the latest news and trends in the cryptocurrency and blockchain space, as well as delve into the growing world of NFTs or non-fungible tokens and metaverse. Plus, we'll keep you updated on the latest developments from Dubai, UAE and the wider Middle East region. Whether you're a seasoned crypto enthusiast or just getting started, Crypto and Coffee at 8 has something for you. Our expert host will provide insight and analysis on the most important topics in the industry and help you stay up to date on the latest developments. We'll bring you interviews with leading figures in the crypto and blockchain space and explore the ways in which these technologies are changing the world around us, from the impact on traditional financial systems to the potential for revolutionizing industries and transforming societies. We'll cover it all on Crypto and Coffee at 8. So tune in and join us for a daily dose of Crypto and Coffee at 8, and let's stay ahead of the curve together. We'll start your day off right with the most important news and insights from the world of cryptocurrency, blockchain and the metaverse, and help you navigate this exciting and rapidly evolving landscape. In Crypto and Coffee at 8, the daily podcast covers the latest developments in the world of cryptocurrency, blockchain and the metaverse. We'll also bring you updates on the latest news from Dubai, UAE and wider Middle East region. This also includes a range of topics such as developments in the local and blockchain industry, including new projects and initiatives, regulatory updates, and policies related to cryptocurrency and blockchain in the region, local and regional events and conferences focused on crypto and blockchain, interviews with leading figures in Dubai, UAE and Middle East crypto and blockchain community, coverage of any significant news or events related to cryptocurrency and blockchain in the region. By covering these local and regional developments, in addition to the wider world of cryptocurrency and blockchain, Crypto and Coffee at 8 aims to provide a comprehensive overview of the industry and its impact on the Dubai, UAE and Middle East region. Now before we kickstart today's episode, I have an important message, so check this out. Shalu Group, a luxury retail and distributor which is headquartered in Dubai, are getting into the NFT game. And here's the deal, guys. They are not just getting into the NFT and metaverse space, they are going to be shaping the NFT, metaverse and Web 3.0 space, which I believe is excellent not just for Dubai and UAE, but also for the global cryptocurrency community as well. And guys, Shalu Group's Web 3.0 sneaker brand called Soulmates revealed their first NFT collection on the 12th of April. Now what is really interesting is that It's called as Soulmates, so it's spelled as S for sugar, O for orange, L for Larry. Now instead of E, they have replaced it with Web3, and it is the number 3, mates.xyz. And guys, listen, Charlotte Group has over half a century's worth of experience in luxury goods, and them getting into the NFT space is a massive deal. Now, if you're a sneakerhead, you definitely need to check out soulmates.xyz. And once again, guys, the number is 3 instead of an E. It has all the information, and in the show notes below, you'll get all the information. And listen, guys, if you want to be an early adopter, you can also pre-mint it at www.premint.xyz/soulmates. So definitely check it out. And they have a Discord community as well. And guys, Nick, who is the head of corporate innovation at Charlotte Group and also the co-founder of Soulmates, has a WhatsApp group where he constantly provides updates in the area of NFTs, Metaverse, and Web 3.0. So guys, check out soulmates.xyz and be part of the Soulmates OG NFT that is definitely going to shape the industry. Next, Startup OI is global one-tech platform for tech. It offers global high-paying tech jobs with flexibility in working time and location, global free tech events, and tech networks to connect with global like-minded engineers. A brilliant platform to listen to the tech experts in Metaverse and to grab their insights. Now listen, all you have to do is download the app Startup OI. If you're using an Android version, go to Google Store and App Store for iOS devices. Alternatively, you can also click on the show notes below to download Startup OI. Next, guys, listen, if you're into fitness, if you're into adventure, if you want to do something wild but still want to keep your health in check, there is a new podcast in town, a podcast focusing on obstacle course race in the Middle East. The podcast is called the Race Pace Podcast. So check out the Race Pace Podcast across all leading platforms. And the Race Pace Podcast is a peer-to-peer community-driven podcast where they talk all about obstacle course race in the Middle East, from Sandstorm to Spartan Race, from Tough Mudder to Desert Warrior Challenge, and also the Government Gov Games, and quite a lot more. The podcast has interviews with athletes locally and internationally to get inside scoop on how athletes prepare for obstacle course race. In the podcast, they also talk about interesting stories on why they are motivated to do obstacle course race. And that's not all. They also plan to release 7 NFTs. And these NFTs are no ordinary. These NFTs will represent every emirate in the UAE. And listen, guys, these NFTs are going to be absolutely massive. So do one thing, go to Spotify, go to iTunes, go to any leading podcasting platform and search for Rise in the Obstacle Course Race podcast. And finally, guys, not your keys, not your crypto. If you have dabbled with cryptocurrencies and now are seriously getting to protect your cryptocurrencies, there is no better way to protect it by using a hardware wallet. And this is where Ledger Wallet kicks in. And Ledger Wallets are hardware cryptocurrency wallets made by Ledger, a company headquartered in Paris, France. And Ledger's hardware wallets are multi-currency wallets that are used to store private keys for cryptocurrencies offline. And Ledger offers 2 hardware wallets, the Ledger Nano and Ledger Nano X wallets. They are world-class experts with extensive crypto security backgrounds. They continuously look for vulnerabilities in Ledger products in a constant effort to improve the level of security. Now, in today's world, securing these digital assets is a critical challenge, and this is where Ledger kicks in. So click the link below to buy your hardware wallet and support this podcast. It is a brilliant way to support this podcast. So what are you waiting for? The link is in the show notes below. Now guys, what happened is that just a few hours ago, SEC did actually file an official lawsuit against Coinbase, and because of that, the global cryptocurrency market was in an absolute turmoil. But what has happened since the past few hours is that the prices have marginally picked up. Now the global cryptocurrency market as of today is at $1.12 trillion. And yesterday, guys, when SEC went after Binance, the global crypto market was at $1.09 trillion. Now since the last 24 hours, it is marginally pumped up by 3.15%. The total crypto market volume, guys, over the last 24 hours is only at $46.37 billion. And since the last 24 hours, though, it has marginally gone down by 0.52%. Now, what I'm not liking, guys, is the matrix for DeFi. Because at times like this, the volume should ideally be picking up. But unfortunately, there is not much movement, particularly for DeFi is concerned. The only thing that has changed is the 24-hour volume of Uniswap. But we'll definitely look at that in detail. But the total volume in DeFi currently stands only at $2.85 billion. And guys, in 2020, on an average given day, the total volume in DeFi used to hover somewhere between the $12 to $16 billion mark. On occasionally good days, the 24-hour trading volume of DeFi used to be somewhere between the $20 billion mark to $25 billion mark. And to be honest, guys, since 2022, I've not seen the volume of DeFi cross maybe even the $6 billion mark. I've definitely not seen crossing or even touching the $10 billion mark. And what I'm really hoping, guys, is in the second half of this year, which is just a month away, the volume of DeFi should definitely pick up pace. Now, so far as the total value locked is concerned, it is still ridiculously low at $46.40 billion, and Lido is still dominating with 29.20%. And so far as its total value locked is concerned, it is $13.55 billion. And unfortunately, guys, DeFi is only accounting for 6.16% of the total crypto market 24-hour volume. Now, what has drastically changed in the last 24 hours is the volume of Uniswap, because yesterday, guys, the volume of Uniswap was hovering around the $400 million mark. Now, since the news regarding SEC going after Coinbase, the volume in Uniswap has definitely pumped up, and it is at $1.29 billion, so roughly 3 times more than an average given day. PancakeSwap's volume is $387.89 million. Dodo is number 3rd at $174.7 million. And guys, listen, I'm trying to check if there is some connection, let's say, between the volume of Dodo Finance and Uniswap, because lately what I'm observing, I could be wrong though, that whenever the volume of Dodo picks up, the volume of Uniswap also picks up. Now, the number 4th is Level Finance, and its 24-hour volume is $168.7 billion, and finally Curve Finance at $160.89 billion. Now, guys, we look at stable coins, but it's really important to note, guys, that Binance BUSD's market cap has now gone down below the $5 billion mark. And just few months ago, guys, I believe it was last quarter of 2022, Binance BUSD's market cap was on the verge of crossing the $16 billion mark. So well over 65% of Binance BUSD's market cap has completely disappeared, and this is because SEC is aggressively going after centralized exchanges and stablecoin issuers. And surprisingly, guys, Tether USDT's market cap is definitely going on increasing. I just don't understand the reason why. Now, the volume of all stablecoins in the last 24 hours is at $43.47 billion, and stablecoin accounts for 94.31% of the total crypto market 24-hour volume. Now, listen to this, guys. The market cap of stablecoin is increasing since the past few months, and it is at $83.21 billion, whereas the 24-hour volume for the last 24 hours is definitely good at $32.63 billion. It just does not make any sense. Why is the market cap of Tether USDT increasing? Now, Circle USDC's 24-hour trading volume is $4.59 billion, and its market cap is at $28.66 billion, and Binance BUSD's 24-hour trading volume, guys, is ridiculously low and down to $2.67 billion. Now listen, guys, I've said this over and over again. What Tether USDT is doing does see an outright anomaly, and knowing the notorious history of Tether USDT, I wouldn't be surprised if now SEC does actually go after issuers of Tether USDT, that is Bitfinex. And if that thing happens, guys, I do feel it'll be the biggest black swan event in the history of cryptocurrencies. But now, guys, let's discuss the market cap, 24-hour trading volume, and dominance between Bitcoin and Ethereum. Now, since the last 24 hours particularly, the market cap of Bitcoin has definitely pumped up. Yesterday, it did go below the $500 billion mark, but it has definitely picked up pace, and it is currently at $521 billion. Not much movement so far as the market cap of Ethereum is concerned, and this most likely is because of the burning mechanism. So it looks like Ethereum is turning out to be a programmable money, and so far as inflation and deflation is concerned, what Ethereum is doing right now makes perfect sense, and I do have this feeling and confidence in saying that looks like Ethereum is turning out to be an ultrasound money. Now, so far as its market cap is concerned, it is $225 billion. Now let's look at the 24-hour trading volume, because Bitcoin's 24-hour trading volume is $23.62 billion, but this time, guys, looks like people are purchasing Bitcoin as opposed to selling them, and Ethereum's 24-hour trading volume is $9.24 billion. There is some movement so far as the dominance of Bitcoin and Ethereum is concerned, but Ethereum's dominance is marginally pumped up at 20.10%, whereas Bitcoin is at 46.40%. Now, in today's episode, guys, let me very briefly run through what Web3 protocols are, and I'll go ahead and explain what Render token is. Now, currently it is at number 4th so far as Web 3.0 protocols is concerned. Now, Chainlink's market cap is $3.20 billion. Filecoin is number 2nd at $1.88 billion, and the Graph at $1.38 billion. Now, the reason why I'm not covering Graph today, because I did cover Graph maybe 2 months ago, and I gave full detailed explanation on what the graph is. Now in today's episode, guys, let me quickly cover what Render token is. Personally, guys, to be honest, I haven't used Render token at all and I do not have much information. But so far as its price is concerned, it is at $2.39 billion and the ticker symbol for Render token is RNDR. And I'm looking at it via CoinMarketCap. It is currently at number 51. So let me very briefly explain what Render token is. And guys, listen, if you do want to find out more information about any protocol, what you actually can do is go to CoinMarketCap, search for any cryptocurrency protocol, and just try to learn some bits and pieces of information. Now let me very briefly explain what Render token is. So essentially, Render token, or RNDR, is a distributed GPU rendering network built on top of Ethereum blockchain, and their goal is to connect artists and studios in need of GPU compute power with mining partners willing to rent their GPU capabilities out. And this idea, guys, was actually conceived in 2009 by Otoy Inc. and the CEO, guys, is Jules Urbach, and he did actually launch it in 2017, and this was during the whole ICO era. And guys, one thing important to note is that RNDR did actually hold its first public token sale in October in 2017, and this was followed by a private sale period that actually lasted from Jan to May of 2018. And what they managed to do was sell $117 million worth of its native token, and at that point of time, one RNDR was roughly around 25 cents, and if you fast forward it to now, the prices have definitely gone up well over 6 times. The one thing to remember, guys, is that during the private sale period, early adopters were onboarded onto the RNDR beta testnet, where beta node operators and artists did actually work collaboratively with the RNDR team in building and testing the network, and I do believe that they officially had the launch on the 27th of 2020. Now listen, guys, if you do want to find out more information about RNDR token, the website is rendertoken.com. Now let me very briefly explain what Render token is. So RNDR, guys, is essentially an ERC20 utility token used by artists on the network to exchange for GPU compute power from GPU providers, or also called as node operators. And RNDR utilizes a combination manual and automatic proof of work system, or in this case, guys, proof of render, in order to verify all art has been successfully rendered prior to payment dispersal and art release. And utilizing the inherent security properties of Ethereum blockchain, proprietary assets, guys, are hashed upon upload and sent to node piecemeal for rendering, and all RNDR payments are stored in escrow during rendering and are released to node operators upon manual verification by the commissioning artist for successful work. And what is really interesting to note, guys, is to prevent malicious actors in both user base, all assets rendered on network are watermarked until payment is successfully dispersed, upon which time unwatermarked renderings may be downloaded, and all payment is held in escrow until manually verified as being correctly rendered. Now what are your thoughts, guys? Personally, I'm not a fan of it, but it does fall under the Web 3.0 protocol. Now guys, let's discuss the price of the king of all kings, that is Bitcoin. And since the last 24 hours, the prices have definitely pumped up, and it is currently at $26,920. Now one thing, guys, which I very specifically mentioned in my episode on Monday is that because of the US debt ceiling, the global cryptocurrency market technically should get a breather, and I wouldn't be surprised in the next coming days, maybe in the next coming weeks and months, the prices of Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies should definitely see an upward trend. Now since the last 24 hours, it is up by 4.45%. Since the last 7 days though, it is down by 2.66%. The price of Ethereum, guys, is $1,878. Since the last 24 hours, it is up by 3.53%. Since the last 7 days, it is down by 0.88%. Now, Binance BNB coins was suffering yesterday. That is because of SEC going after Binance and CZ. But since the last 24 hours, it is marginally pumped up by 0.83%, and it is currently at $279. But since the last 7 days, it is down by 10.03%. Now, looks like, guys, Gary Gensler is in an absolute fire mode. Now, a few days ago, they went aggressively after Binance, and the very next day, they went after Coinbase. But to be honest, guys, the news regarding Coinbase should not be absolutely surprising at all, because they did issue Wells notice to Coinbase. So technically, this news should not be a surprise. So what happened is that the US Securities and Exchange Commission filed a lawsuit against Coinbase, and what I'd really recommend you to do is, guys, read through the official filings, and there are two main areas or core areas in the filings that one needs to pay attention to. The first one is the SEC charges Coinbase for operating an unregistered security exchange, broker, and clearing house. And the second and the most important thing, guys, is Coinbase is also being charged for unregistered offer in connection with its staking as a service program. And the similar thing, guys, did actually occur with Kraken. And what Kraken did is they did actually go ahead and pay the fine, and they decided to stop staking as a service program. And I very specifically remember, guys, Gary Gensler did actually put out a video explaining what staking as a service is. Now listen, guys, as much as people dislike Gary Gensler, if you actually watch the video, I kind of 100% agree to what Gary Gensler is saying, and you need to take an honest approach, guys. If you actually watch the video, he's clearly explaining staking as a service. Now he tried to be funny, and he tried to say that staking means giving in your money as opposed to steak that we actually eat. Now unfortunately, guys, because of this news, Coinbase's stock did actually plunge down by 20%. But listen to this, guys, the story does not end here. A task force comprising 10 state security regulators from Alabama, California, Illinois, Kentucky, Maryland, New Jersey, South Carolina, Vermont, Washington, and Wisconsin did actually issue a show cause order against Coinbase. Now what I'd really recommend you to do is, guys, read through the showcase order, and the official order gives Coinbase 28 days to show cause why they should not be directed to cease and desist from selling unregistered securities, particularly in the state of Alabama. Now let me dive into more detail regarding the charges against Coinbase by Securities and Exchange Commission. So there are three areas, that is unregistered exchange, broker, and clearing house, that I'll go ahead and try to explain. Now the first area of focus is unregistered exchange, broker, and clearing house, and the SEC alleges that Coinbase has been operating as an unregistered national security exchange broker and clearing agency since at least 2019, and here's what each term means in the context. So far as exchange is concerned, guys, an exchange is a marketplace where buyers and sellers come together to trade securities, and Coinbase, according to SEC, has been facilitating the buying and selling of crypto asset securities and acting as an intermediary between multiple buyers and sellers. Now the second definition is that of broker, and guys, a broker is a party that executes security transactions on behalf of customers. Now what the SEC claims is that Coinbase has been engaging in the business of executing securities transactions for its customers. And finally, guys, its clearing house, and the clearing agency provides service that facilitates the settlement of security transactions. And guys, the SEC alleges that Coinbase has been providing facilities for comparing settlement data of crypto asset security transactions, acting as an intermediary in settling these transactions, and even serving as a securities depository. Now the big issue, guys, is that Coinbase has been performing these functions without registering with the SEC as required by law, and by doing so, Coinbase has alleged the proud investor of important protections such as oversight by the SEC, proper record keeping, and safeguarding against conflict of interest. Now guys, the second point is unregistered offer and sale of securities in connection with staking as a service program. Now Coinbase, guys, is also charged with conducting an unregistered security offering through its staking as a service program. And guys, let me very briefly explain how this program actually works. Now so far as staking is concerned, guys, staking involves holding and validating transactions on a blockchain network, and Coinbase's staking as a service program allows customers to stake their crypto assets, and then Coinbase pools these assets together for transaction validation services. And this is the video, guys, that Gary Gensler did try to go ahead and explain. And the next point, guys, is security offering, and the SEC alleges that Coinbase's staking program involves the offer and sale of securities. However, guys, Coinbase failed to register this offering as required by law. This means that Coinbase has not provided investors with necessary disclosures and protections associated with registered security offerings. Now guys, listen, the Securities Exchange Commission complaint seeks various forms of relief, including injunctions, disgorgements of illegal gotten gains, that is essentially the money earned unlawfully, penalties, and other equitable remedies, and the charges emphasizes the importance of adhering to security laws and regulations to protect investors and maintain the integrity of the financial market. Now guys, listen, it's very important to know that the allegations mentioned here are based on information provided in a hypothetical press release, and the actual legal case may slightly vary as and when new information is out. So what are your thoughts, guys? Whose side are you on? That just because you're working in the cryptocurrency space does not necessarily mean that cryptocurrencies are right. And guys, more importantly, what I'm really curious to know is that these states, that is the state of Alabama, or rather should I say the regulators of Alabama, California, Illinois, Kentucky, Maryland, New Jersey, South Carolina, Vermont, Washington, and Wisconsin, what states do they fall under? Do they fall under the red states, that is Republican, or do they fall under the blue states, that is Democrats? Now I know for a fact that Alabama is a red state and a Republican state, but I wouldn't be surprised if all the 9 other states are Democrats. Now guys, let's discuss some news regarding artificial intelligence. And look guys, artificial intelligence is definitely taking the world by storm, and the UK's Prime Minister's Artificial Intelligence Task Force advisor said larger AI models would need regulations and control in the next 2 years to curb major existential risks. And what I'd really recommend you to do is guys, read through the article via Cointelegraph, and in that article they do have a link to a video via YouTube where Matt Clifford, who's the chair of government's Advanced Research and Intelligence and Invention Agency, also called as ARIA, stressed that the current systems are getting more and more capable at an ever-increasing rate. So once you watch that video cast, it does seem that the future of artificial intelligence might have a potential threat to humanity. And Elon Musk guys did actually have an interview with Tucker Carlson, and this was when he was working for Fox, and even Elon Musk did actually echo a similar theme. Now look guys, the next 6 months will be absolutely crucial, particularly so far as artificial intelligence is concerned. And if you're someone who's dismissing the news guys, what I'd really recommend you to do is start taking artificial intelligence seriously. And Lex Friedman guys, one of the great podcasters, did actually have an episode on artificial intelligence, and I do not remember the name of the host, but he did have someone who was talking about Amazon's Alexa services. And in that interview guys, the guest did actually mention some of the dangers of artificial intelligence, and one statement which stuck out to me is that he did actually state that let's say if you were to program artificial intelligence to let's say just bring peace all around the world, what artificial intelligence can do is it can completely annihilate people who can bring unhappiness, or maybe even completely destroy half of human civilization. And these guys are truly the power and the dangers of artificial intelligence. Now guys, let's discuss some news from Far East in Japan, where they're actually planning to issue stablecoins using public blockchain. And here is where it's getting interesting guys. They're planning to do it across different public blockchain. So the news essentially is that a Japanese banking giant called as MUFG is planning to deploy stablecoins on different blockchain, and they have partnered with DataChain, which is a blockchain interoperability company, and Toki, a cross-brain bridge, to allow interoperation of these licensed stablecoins along with several blockchain using its protocol called as Progmatcoin. Now if you read through the official report guys, it is in Japanese, but Bitcoin.com does actually have an English translation, and what that report states is that to facilitate the transaction made with these stable assets, the bank will use the services of Toki, which is a startup that recently came out of stealth mode, and Toki guys will allow transactions of these assets between public blockchain, including Ethereum, Cosmos, Avalanche, and Polygon. Now look guys, building stable coins by the government on different blockchains sounds like an absolutely brilliant idea in comparison, let's say, to central bank digital currencies. Now guys, let's discuss some news regarding Twitch, and the news is that Twitch co-founder Justin Kantz Fractal has created a code-free way for game developers to go crypto, but the big question is, will this move pull Web2 developers into the space? And they are teaming up with F-Studio, and F-Studio guys gives developers the ability to build, acquire, and monetize their projects, and developers guys will be able to turn in their game assets into NFTs with F-Studio. And guys, so far as F-Studio is concerned, they enable credit card payments for in-game crypto items and create their own in-game NFT shops. So what I'd really recommend you to do is, if you're someone who's using Twitch on a daily basis, I do have a couple of friends who are completely living on the income based on Twitch, and they are earning an absolute fortune. What I'd really recommend you to do is maybe tie up with a developer and try to issue NFTs. Now guys, let's discuss 2 news regarding Dubai, UAE and the Middle East. And the first news guys is an absolute massive news, and this is regarding Dubai Multi-Commodity Center and Bybit, who have joined forces to propel crypto and Web3 adoption in Dubai. So let me try to give out bits and pieces of information. And Bybit guys will provide financial assistance of 500,000 dirham to new crypto ventures interested in establishing themselves within the DMCC Crypto Center, and Bybit will serve as the listing partner for the Crypto Center, offering specialized support for crypto companies seeking to list digital assets on international exchanges. And Crypto Center members will gain access to Bybit services. And Bybit guys now is headquartered in Dubai and is the world's 3rd most popular cryptocurrency exchange, and they have over 15 million users. And Bybit guys will participate in Crypto Center's educational initiatives, delivering webinars and courses on the digital asset industry and emerging trends. And Ahmed Bil Suleiman, who's the executive chairman and chief executive of DMCC, highlights Dubai's position as a global hub for crypto and Web3 adoption. And guys, what I'd really recommend you to do is please make sure that you follow Ahmed bin Suleiman via LinkedIn, because he does often provide valuable insights pretty much 3 to 4 times on a daily basis, and I'm really surprised how he manages to do that, and the content that he does provide is absolutely brilliant and powerful. And the DMCC Crypto Center, guys, has the highest concentration of crypto firms in the region and is supported by Bybit's presence as an ecosystem partner. And Ben Zhu, guys, who is the co-founder and CEO of Bybit, acknowledges Dubai's role as a focal point for the crypto industry and aims to facilitate the success of high-potential Web3 businesses. And guys, the DMCC Crypto Center offers a comprehensive ecosystem for companies developing Web3 and blockchain projects. It provides value-added services and support for crypto businesses and entrepreneurs. And the center, guys, currently hosts over 550 business operating in Web3 and blockchain space. So guys, listen, to leverage this news, startups interested in benefiting from the local collaboration between DMCC and Bybit should consider establishing themselves within the DMCC Crypto Center to access financial assistance and specialized support for listing their digital assets on the international exchanges. Additionally, guys, startups can take advantage of the educational initiatives offered by Bybit and the DMCC Crypto Center to enhance their knowledge of the digital asset industry and tap into the comprehensive ecosystem provided for Web3 and blockchain projects. So listen, guys, if you're a startup and trying to build something in the Web3, Porto, and crypto space, you definitely need to check out what Bybit and DMCC's Crypto Center is offering. Now, guys, let's discuss the second news, and this is regarding Deloitte. Now, mind you, guys, this news is not new. It is roughly around a month or a little bit over a month. So the news is that Deloitte opens Artificial Intelligence Institute in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. So let me try to give out some bits and pieces of information, because the institute aims to promote adoption of artificial intelligence and support the kingdom's digital transformation drive, and it will develop tailored artificial intelligence solutions for the Saudi and Middle East markets with a focus on generative AI and machine learning. And the goal, guys, is to advance AI capabilities, foster innovation, and elevate the Middle East as an innovation hub. And generative artificial intelligence, popularized by artificial intelligence ChatGPT, can produce various types of data such as audio, code, images, text, simulations, 3D objects, and videos. And guys, because of the rise of ChatGPT, that has sparked interest from tech leaders like Elon Musk and even prompted Apple to improve its digital assistant, that is Siri. Investors have poured over $4.2 billion into generative AI startups through 215 deals in 2021 and 2022. And Saudi Arabia, guys, is implementing a digital transformation strategy as part of its Vision 2030 program to diversify its economy from oil, and global companies do actually see Saudi Arabia as a destination for advancing research in emerging technologies. Amazon and Facebook and Meta, guys, have already opened the academies in Riyadh for talent development and the metaverse. And I very specifically remember, guys, I do have an episode dedicated on metaverse in Saudi Arabia, so please feel free to check it out. And in September, guys, the Saudi Ministry of Economy and Planning and the Saudi Data and Artificial Intelligence Authority signed an agreement to explore artificial intelligence and the data for policy making and economic growth. And Deloitte's Artificial Intelligence Institute aims to enhance productivity, drive business innovation, and create opportunities for Saudi youth interested in artificial intelligence careers. And the institute, guys, plans collaborations with major universities to provide knowledge, skills, and practical experience in artificial intelligence to their students. And the academy, guys, aligns with Deloitte's commitment to harnessing the power of artificial intelligence for insights, value, productivity, and efficiency. And Deloitte, guys, recognizes the immense potential of artificial intelligence in transforming businesses and industries. And the Middle East Artificial Intelligence Institute is a significant milestone in Deloitte's strategy to drive progress in Saudi Arabia and Middle East emerging technology applications. And the focus of Institute solutions will be tailored to meet the unique requirements of Saudi and Middle East markets. And guys, if you know Deloitte, they aim to foster a culture of innovation in the region and establish the Middle East as an innovation hub. And generative artificial intelligence has gained momentum and is being used in various business operations. And the Saudi government's digital transformation strategy aligns with Institute's objectives. And the academy, guys, will support talent development and provide opportunities for Saudi youth. And collaboration with universities will facilitate artificial intelligence knowledge and practical experiences for students. And Deloitte's Global Artificial Intelligence and Data Leader emphasizes the potential of artificial intelligence in transforming businesses and industries. and the establishment of Deloitte's Artificial Intelligence Institute in the Middle East demonstrates the company's commitment to the region and leveraging artificial intelligence for insights, values, productivity, and efficiency. So listen guys, I do have this very strong feeling that Saudi Arabia is definitely taking leaps and bounds, not just in comparison, let's say, to the MENA region or Middle East region, but probably across the entire world as well. So the big question is, will Saudi Arabia will be the new Europe? I definitely do think so. So those are the news guys from Crypto and Coffee at 8 from Blockchain DXB. In case if you guys have any feedback or suggestions, please drop me an email to info@blockchaindxb.com. Check out my website www.blockchaindxb.com, and also check out my website area2071.com that talks everything about metaverse. And if you like listening to this podcast, please click on the follow button, give it a 5-star rating, and share the word across. Now for the next few minutes, it's going to be an Ask Me Anything series where your listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and metaverse. So let's kick start with the Ask Me Anything series. Hey everyone, it's George from Blockchain DXB listening to the Ask Me Anything series where you listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and metaverse. I have a question by Claire who asks, do you think it's a move by the US government to go after cryptocurrencies so they can launch CBDCs? Definitely not, Claire, and this is the news that a lot of so-called YouTube influencers are trying to utilize. Now what they want to do is they want to state that the US government is going after the cryptocurrency exchanges and stablecoins because they want to go out and launch CBDCs. This does not make any sense because listen, Claire, if you look at the volume between CBDC and the volume of cryptocurrencies, the volume of cryptocurrencies is ridiculously low. I wouldn't be surprised if the 24-hour volume is maybe even less than 1%. And to be honest, if you actually watch Jerome Powell talking about cryptocurrencies, he does not even care because the volume is ridiculously low. Now, one thing that would actually change the entire world if Bitcoin does become a world reserve currency. Now, personally, I do not like that because a lot of the Bitcoins are already among selected individuals, multi-billionaires and early adopters. So having Bitcoin as a reserve currency will be a terrible idea, and that is a completely different topic altogether. But going back to your point, I definitely don't think so that the US government is going after cryptocurrency exchanges because they want to go out and launch the central bank digital currencies. But what I do feel is that knowing the left-leaning administration and the terrifying ideologies, I wouldn't be surprised if Gary Gensler and SEC is particularly going after exchanges that do actually support or do have ideologies that follow the opposite party's way of thinking. And Coinbase, as we know, did actually have some talks with the Trump administration, and there were talks about educating members of the Congress on cryptocurrencies. Unfortunately, that did not materialize. But going back to your question, Claire, I definitely don't think so that the US government is going after cryptocurrency exchanges because they want to go out and launch CBDCs. And unfortunately, this is the news that is circulated by so-called cryptocurrency price influencers. And listen, I wouldn't be surprised is because of this news, as a lot of cryptocurrency exchanges are actually moving to UAE. Now they're making an assumption that the rules and regulations in UAE are easy, and mind you, Claire, the rules and regulations in UAE are probably, if not stricter and stronger than most of the West countries as well. Granted that the UAE government does actually support innovation and is very pro-crypto, but the rules and regulations are definitely much stricter than most of the Western countries. So those are my thoughts, Claire. So those were the questions, guys, on the Ask Me Anything series from Blockchain DXB. In case if you have any feedback or suggestions, drop me an email to info@blockchaindxb.com. Check out my website www.blockchaindxb.com, and also check out my other website area2071.com that talks everything about metaverse. And if you like listening to this podcast, please click on the follow button, give it a 5-star rating, and share the word across. And remember, guys, Monday to Thursdays, 8 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. we have Crypto and Coffee at 8, where we cover top news and information pertaining to Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and metaverse. And how the series of episodes on the Crypto and Coffee at 8 works is, we usually cover some top news and information pertaining to the price of cryptocurrencies, some major breaking news, occasionally short and sweet news as well, news that has an impact in the cryptocurrency world. The other two news and information is related to Dubai, UAE, and Middle East in the world of Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and metaverse. And what you're listening to right now is the Ask Me Anything series, where you listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and metaverse. So thanks so much for listening, guys, and have a nice one. Bye-bye.